I have my restream live, so in theory I should not need to check that we are live on YouTube. So if somebody does want to go and check, they can do, please. But I am sure we are live now, unless something's gone badly wrong. As always, if anybody's got any questions, type them into the AMA live chat while we're going along, and we'll answer them as we go. And Jane's on here. Are you on here, Jane?
Yes, there.
Yeah, so Jane will keep you guys in order, and if there's any problems or if there's questions, she will give us a nudge, as she normally does.
Hi, everybody. Simon, I do not see you live on YouTube.
It is definitely live. Give me 2 secs. Maybe it normally takes like 60 seconds to update.
Just whilst we're here, I just want to say a personal thank you to Jane in particular, who's done an amazing job this last few weeks, and also to Jay Godin supporting her last week when it was very busy and at the weekend. So thank you guys, much appreciated. And thank you to everybody who's been helping the community in general. We can't do it without you, so thank you very much.
Yeah, I'm just waiting for confirmation that yes, Jane says we're now live.
Yes, live now.
Yeah, I just think it seems to take like 2 minutes before it pops up, so, but good, we're live. Not loads of updates today. Andy and I went to meet Dom Jolly. So Dom, if nobody's familiar, that better not be Antoine.
No, that was me, sorry Simon.
Oh, doing an impression of an Antoine.
Yeah, but without the burger.
Yeah. Is he on here?
No.
Yeah, he's not here. You can watch the replay and we'll rip it out of him non-live. Yeah, Andy and I went to meet Dom Jolly. I don't know, Andy, whether you want to post that picture into the AMA live chat.
Yes, I will try and do it. I'll send it from my phone to my desktop, because otherwise it will...
Right, now the challenge is on. How quickly can Mr. Price get a photo from his phone onto his computer and get it into Discord?
Sure, sir.
You do have Discord on your phone, don't you?
Sorry?
You do have Discord on your phone, don't you?
Yeah, of course I do.
Well, then you could just post it straight from your phone, because you took the photo, you wally.
But it'll swap from my laptop to my mobile on Discord.
Do you want me to post it?
Yeah, which is why I don't want to do that, Simon. An airdrop then is rubbish at the minute on my Mac.
Hang on.
So
I'll post the photo. Hold on. Here we go.
So, while you post the photo, I'll tell people a little bit. So, Dom Jolly is not what you'd call a classic stand-up comedian, but he's a comic. He got famous many years ago for doing Trigger Happy TV, where he did stunts on people, bought them out, and it was all very funny. He's currently doing a tour of the UK, the first part of it, and then the second part's later in the year, where it's his observations of travelling around the world. And we didn't know what to expect, but it was really, really, really funny. We had two of the guys from, a couple of the girls from Tradenology were over, who with us earlier for something to eat, and we took them to the show. And as Americans, they just absolutely loved it. He loved that they were cackling all the way through, and they said it would be great to the US target market. Dom's actually signed the contract now. We're building out all the PR with his agents. Really exciting stuff to come there, which is really good. So yeah, we'll keep you posted on that progress. There's lots of exciting things to come there with Dom, and I think importantly for us, it's the first big named comic funny person in the broadest sense signed up in the UK, and I suppose indeed anywhere really, because he's a really big name over here. And I think it'll be a good leverage to get us in front of a lot more people now as a project, or the token, the comedy clubs, everything going on. So I think it's really, really good for us. It's really good news.
Right, I've just uploaded the picture of me, you, and Dom into the AMA chat. He is he's an odd character, but when you guys see him live, you will understand he's going to be an enormous ambassador for us, because he's a real geek in the Elon Musk sense of the word, and he will be able to explore VR like others probably won't. His thing is travelling all over the world and making fun of situations. So back in the 90s on Trigger Happy TV, one of the stories he tells on stage is he convinced the BBC to send him on a travel show all over the world, but it was literally to go and do one prank and walk away. So he ended up going to Newfoundland looking for Eskimos, found a guy sitting on a lake with a hole in the ice where he was fishing, obviously didn't tell the guy, went up behind him and banged a pair of cymbals and ran away. To go all that way and take a film crew with you to do it, we'll try and find the clip. It's a lot more funny than me talking about it, but his travels around the world are an amazing story, and he will probably explode within the Infiniverse, because the guys in the US are going to love what he's got to show them. But equally also, it will mean that a lot of people will start paying attention in the UK as soon as we start his official publicity. So that's going to happen hopefully this week, Andy, right?
Yeah, we've just got to send over some of that PR stuff. I just need to refine it a little bit. Hopefully we'll start telling the news and spreading it in the next 48 hours. It'll be really good.
So the other thing people will have seen is that the competition to win penthouses and apartments in the Infiniverse, while we're talking on that, and this is not an official statement on behalf of the Infiniverse, but some people may well have seen that the 11th, 21st, 31st, etc. floors in buildings, I think, are currently penthouses. I don't think that will continue, because however lucky those people think they've got, you're not going to have a penthouse halfway down a building. So expect probably to see that reversed. So unfortunately, if you've got a penthouse that is on the 11th, 21st, 31st, etc. floor, I think you'll find it turned into an apartment. So make the most of it in the meantime. I know some people have got lucky and got a penthouse already. Some people have, have managed to get, one joking jungle cat and got a penthouse, and some people have been really unlucky and got an awful lot of apartments. Not that they're unlucky, I think that all of these properties will be incredibly valuable as we go forwards. But the opportunity still exists that if you buy 50,000 joke tokens, and the question has been asked, if, for example, you buy 500,000 joke tokens, that does not count as 10 entries. Every purchase of at least 50,000, or as mentioned before, I think it works out about 48,000 something less the tax. So if somebody goes in and buys 50,000 but ends up with less than 50,000 in their wallet, those will qualify as well. At the end of May, so you've still got a week left, we will then take a snapshot of everybody that's purchased those 50,000 and above, because if somebody buys 1 million, you will still qualify for an entry into the competition. We will take a snapshot, and then we will do a live drawing of those apartment codes on the 1st of June, bearing in mind, let's hope that's a weekday. I think it is. If it does fall on a weekend, we'll make it the next weekday that is following the 1st of June. I'm sure it's a weekday. But we'll do the draw live, or we'll do it on an AMA. Hang on, let me just check while we're here so I'm not talking rubbish here. Let me just look on my calendar and see what day of the week the 1st of June is. It's actually a Wednesday. So we will do the draw on Wednesday the 1st of June, and we'll do it as a live draw. There will be no cheating. It will be all of the wallet addresses will be entered in. And I know there are some people that are buying lots and lots and lots of 50,000 buys to get as many entries as possible. Crack on, because if somebody goes and buys 50 times 50,000, that's 2.5 million joke tokens or thereabouts. That will get you 50 entries into the draw. So feel free to crack on. If you buy and you sell and you buy and you sell, that's up to you as well. But all of the buys will count as entries into the competition. Jane's put, how will new apartment claiming requests be handled? So if you didn't have your ticket opened by the 12th of May, you have missed out as it stands on apartment claiming. Anybody who wishes to claim from this point forwards needs to be an active member of the community. So if somebody wasn't taking part and didn't claim by the 12th, then unfortunately they have missed the opportunity to claim an apartment, because this promo and the apartment claiming was announced, I think 6-7 weeks prior to the claiming happening. It's been all over our social. There's been many weeks to be able to do that. And if somebody wants to complain, they can complain to me directly. But the issue is, we had to, prior to the city being built, have all of the apartments built into the city. So, for example, I can't add more in now because the city is already constructed, and we had to hang on, Jane has just put, you extended that to the 19th and those requests have been processed. That is correct, yes. So anyone who came in between the 12th and the 19th, we did give a grace period. That was because we had a bumper. So we had a number of apartments that we bought over and above what we felt we needed. And that's really to protect the project, because if we have to, for every apartment we have to buy in the Infiniverse, we have to pay quite a lot. And that would cost the project, as it stands, tens of thousands of dollars extra to reserve apartments that we possibly weren't going to use. So I think everybody's found that the values of those apartments have gone up significantly already. It is our job as a community now to get into that area in the Infiniverse and make it as active as possible and keep people coming and grow the area and make sure people don't leave. Obviously our community hub is going to be there now, and we're going to be running events within that club. More and more are being scheduled up as we speak, but we're going to get Dom in there. That'll be a great one. Jay Reid has obviously been in recently. I've been talking to Billy Summers. We want to get him in there. He's a massive comedian in the States. I've also been speaking to the management of Russell Kane. He also is the manager of Rob and Romesh. If you're in the UK, they're massive. I want to do ideally Rob and Romesh in VR, but the number of people that will come to us as soon as they see Dom Jolly performing and putting credibility behind this project is going to be off the scale. So we are, if anybody's listening to this and you know comedians, or you see us posting, so if you see us posting, does anybody know a comedian? Can you hook us up with comedians? Please do retweet or comment, share, like, just do a bit of, help the project by getting involved in those conversations. It's massively important as we move forward. The next steps are probably going to be our NFT marketplace. That is, as I'm aware, finished. We've just got to do the last bit of dev and testing on it to make sure it tests up properly. But the NFT marketplace has been in development, as some of you have or will know, has been in development for the last 3 months or best part of. So that is, the devs tell me, ready to go. We're going to be testing that this week and hopefully have some news on that for you probably this time next week. What else have we got going on, Andy?
We've got I had a meeting with a comedy producer in the States last week. It was really good. So we're continuing conversations with him. He's got groups of people. We've got 2 meetings tomorrow with 2 other comedy groups that are really, really promising with stuff that's been involved on Amazon. So that's really good. That's all ongoing and continuing. We have actually got a meeting midweek with Future Tech Labs over sort of cracking on with the payment gateway now. There has been work done on that, but obviously with all the drops going, they've had other stuff on. So we've got a meeting with them this week. We will be talking about payment gateway. We'll also be talking about, what's the other thing, Simon? She's left me now. You messaged them earlier, didn't you? When we were together, we were chatting.
About being able to put comedians into all the different shards.
Yes. So we're looking to sort of ring fence the stages for them so they can perform in front of in front of people live. So that's all been in discussions, and some of it's being devved at various stages. So we've got a catch-up meeting with them now the drop's out of the way. So all really good stuff, all really promising.
The dev people in
the community are saying that the project is going nicely and steadily, delivering on what we're saying we are, and building nice and steady, and that is the case. Everything's happening. It has been a particularly busy period for us, and a lot of other people involved in the project has been really busy. It's calming down just a little bit now, so we can sort of get back on with developing the relationships with the comedians and getting more scheduled in. We have got a couple of shows this week. I did want to have a few more in, but because of the drop, everything else going on, we've not been able to get as many as we wanted in. But I envisage, next month there'll be a lot more going on there.
Yeah, and the actual the drop itself, all bar Future Tech managing to drop the city 24 hours earlier than they should have done, which was, well, I think you can quite safely say that caused the shitstorm of all time on the Infiniverse, because a lot of people missed out who were planning on staying and buying property in the city, because it's the first time a load of penthouses have come up for a long time. But other than that, the drop of the codes, we've got to obviously say a big thank you to Jane and also to Jack on our team, who's done a lot of work as well. Both of those guys have made a massive effort to get you your codes. If there's anybody has got an issue, please raise it in your ticket. But if you've used your codes, if you've received your codes and they're in your ticket, please, and you've used them, please close the ticket, because otherwise it just sits there in our ticketing system. If you've got any questions, raise them in the ticket equally. But if you have used your codes, it will do us a big favour if you can please close that ticket down for us, because otherwise it's just gonna sit there for time immemorium otherwise, because we know there's going to be quite a lot of people that can't claim as yet. So for those of you that have not claimed, there is no rush. That was the main thing we wanted to make sure happened, and the apartments and penthouses are being distributed randomly. That was one of my worries, that maybe that wouldn't happen, because once it's out of your hands and it's in the devs' hands, well, having seen the city get released 24 hours early, you never know what else can potentially go wrong. But I was very pleased to see the drop go as smoothly as it did, and you'll all be glad to know that I claimed my codes and I didn't get a penthouse either. So although I will be getting one as project lead, I didn't get any others, so that increases all of your chances of getting a penthouse. And they are fantastic. I know people have been already throwing cannonballs off their balconies and moving things around in their apartments. All good, love it. And I think we're all going to be really pleased when the entirety of the Infiniverse becomes NFTable, if that happens, brackets, if that happens. But let's put it this way, right? I was talking to my 14-year-old son. I haven't told you this, Andy, but my 14-year-old son, Charlie, he plays a lot of Counter-Strike. and he has a gun. What is it? A gun skin, which is called a Dragon Law. Do you know how much these are worth, Andy?
No idea.
Right, this isn't an NFT. This is a skin for a gun that you can use in Counter-Strike. Now, I was playing Counter-Strike donkeys years ago, and now apparently you can get a gun skin that, if it is unmarked, is worth over $30,000.
What?
Yeah, and people are paying this for gun skins. So, but apparently, once you use it in the game, it is then battle worn, and once used in the game, it's only worth about $6,000. I'm like, you haven't used yours yet, Charlie, have you? He went, no. Well, what could it be worth in the future? He said, oh, about $250,000. I said, shut up. There's no one paying $250,000. He said, I'll tell you who buys them. All the Japs, all the Japanese that are out there that have got no unlimited money. They're all buying these skins for their guns in Counter-Strike. And I went, has the world gone absolutely bonkers? But anyway, so he's got this gun skin. And I then got to thinking about what our NFT apartments could be worth in the future. So once people start really, really getting into running their apartments, building their businesses, building their social circles within the Infiniverse, and that is already happening. You know, look at a lot of the other metaverses out there, and they don't have anywhere near the footfall that the Infiniverse has at the moment. And look at what the land is worth in a lot of those. And I know a lot of you know that we're going to be running another project in conjunction with Domingo Silvers called Meta Landlords. If you look at, for example, Bakes Nation or NFT Worlds, Decentraland, Sandbox, all of these projects, look at what that land is worth. Even with the market down at the moment, some of these pieces of land are worth tens of thousands of dollars. For those of you that are following what I talk about a lot, there's a project called Everdome, and a week today, Everdome launch their land sale. It's going to be an auction, and you need to have Dome token in order to take part. That is a token that I've talked quite a lot about. Everdome are the chosen metaverse for MetaHero, and MetaHero is part of Sony. So if PlayStation, and these are all assumptions, get involved in a metaverse and it ends up being part of Everdome, that could be quite a good project to be involved in. Over the next 7 days, people will be accumulating Dome token to take part in that auction for the land that goes on sale at 10 a.m. UK a week today, right, on the 30th. It is my opinion, and it's only an opinion, that as people accumulate that token and maybe the market becomes a little bit more bullish, who knows what happens over the next week, but we've seen a little bit of movement over the last 24 hours. There's nothing to say it won't go the other way tonight. But as people accumulate that token, the chances are that the price of that token will move upwards over the next week. So if any of you are into a bit of your day trading tokens, there's an opportunity there to, well, I've got quite a lot of Dome token, and unless I take part in the auctions, which I am intending on doing, because I do want this project to get hold of some land in the Everdome metaverse. So, you know, I've got quite a lot of Dome token that I'm intending on using in that auction. We'll see what price the land ends up going for, because what they're doing is releasing, there's 12,000 pieces of land available. I think they're releasing 1,500 pieces a week for 8 weeks, if the math works, something like that anyway. So those auctions will be ongoing across an 8-week period. I would imagine the first couple of weeks worth will probably be the highest price, because again, it may well be the closest to the centre. But all to be seen, and who knows what will happen. But just a word to the wise: if you are following that project, it is a week today that they start selling that land, and the Joke project is going to try and accumulate a bit of land in that. Had the Meta Landlords project been live, it would have also probably taken part in trying to get some land around, some land in that project as well. But Meta Lords is looking like it's probably going to be around this time next month, and updates to follow on that. We don't know the launch date for that yet, but go ahead and join the Telegram for that. There's not a Discord for Meta Landlords just yet, but we are going to be creating one, and as it is a partner project, we will be doing some cross promotion. That's probably about it for this week. I want for today, if anyone's got, have we got any questions?
Yeah, there was one question in the chat. I can't find it now.
Maybe just bob onto the chat.
Somebody's got their hand up as well. It's not letting me add them to the stage. Somebody add Icona to the stage.
I did.
All right.
I'd be interested to know if anybody has gone ahead and sold a Joke apartment yet, and if so, what they sold it for. Because I know there's obviously several people that have got a lot of apartments. There may well be some people that have sold the odd one. There's another
one question, Simon. There is one question from Walter Stein. Where can I find the night swap auto compounder thing?
Yeah, so what we'll do is I am in the process of at Deviate's. So Deviate has been added as a new mod, and at Deviate's suggestion, we are going to put some improvements into the official links. So I'm not going to read a link out now. I will put the official link to the Night Compounder into the official links section after this AMA, so I'll put it in there. And Johnny Mayhem has asked, where do you buy Dome token from? I buy it, you can buy it off of everdome.io, or you can buy it through Pancake Swap, because I know they're traded on there. Lake Belton Bullies says, check out Undead Blocks Play to Earn. Don't know that one. Maybe you want to put some more information, as long as you're not shilling, into the chat. If you have an Oculus, it's best to log. If you obviously, the only way you can claim currently is if you've got an Oculus. So you do need an Oculus currently. That was the update that Future Tech dropped on us an hour before the drop last week, so that's why we ended up making the apartment assignment completely random, so that it doesn't matter if somebody comes and claims their apartment or penthouse and they do it in a year or 2 years or up until December the 31st 2029, which is the close date. You will still be able to claim as long as the year hasn't reached 2030. I don't think anybody will last that long, but maybe somebody will last that long just to be the last. Who knows? Like I say, if you've got any other questions, please type them in. Majestic Paladin says we can do a collab. If you want to DM me, and I won't DM you first, as people know, but if you want to DM me and tell me a bit more about your project, we are always interested in collaborating with other projects. That said, we've got a couple of meetings coming up with other projects that are comedy projects, and one in NFT Worlds, the other is in Alt Spaces, isn't it, Andy?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, we were talking about that earlier, weren't we? Another just looking at. Sorry, I was just in the chats. Robin's put something in about a company doing something in Vegas. So I have to have a look at that.
Metaverse Expo 2022 Las Vegas. Might be worth Domingo going along and
yeah,
maybe even seeing if we can exhibit there or become a speaker. Yeah, if anyone knows anyone that's directly involved in running that conference, obviously depends on how many people they've got going, but it'd be maybe interesting for us to talk there. Missy3690 says, I have a question. Do I keep my ticket open if we haven't collected our codes? Yes. Jane, do you think we will probably move those tickets into a separate area at some point?
I think we can just leave them where they are. I would highly recommend, just because we don't own this server. Discord is the service, albeit free service, but we can't control what happens, so I cannot guarantee you that those codes will be there indefinitely, so I highly recommend that you copy them out and keep them in a safe place outside of the system, but we can do our best to just leave them in where they are and leave them open.
Yeah, and Art is Love. I'm not going to dox you, but she says, yeah, she would be happy to help run a booth. Yeah, that would be awesome if that's an opportunity. I take it you are somewhere near Vegas. I don't know, but maybe she, that would be a really good opportunity. She's typing now, so we'll see. Yeah, California. Oh, great. So yeah, that'd be brilliant. Let's see if we can get a booth and see what we can do. Because as a project, one of the big things that we're going to start doing now is going to these expos and talking about the project. Because, and I'll tell you for why, a lot of these expos are happening, and 99% of the projects that are there are a pile of shit. And I mean, like, they're making promises hand over fist and not actually delivering anything at all. Like, they are... It's, if we go back to last year and the meme coin storm that happened and the amount of projects that were just getting launched just to raise and then pump and dump, that seems to be what's happening with the metaverse now, this year. It seems to be there's like thousands of projects getting launched just to say, yeah, we're a metaverse token, we're doing this in the metaverse, and they're never going to deliver nothing, right? They've got no real people behind them. I want you guys to, and I do say this regularly, I want people to realise that this is a business. This has genuinely taken over Andy's, mine, and several other people's entire lives now. Andy and I sat this morning talking about, we were sat over a coffee in a garden centre near Doncaster in England, talking about the fact that the majority of our time is taken up with speaking to comedians, management agents, clubs, preparing proposals. There's a couple of big proposals that are going to really, really big comedy clubs over the next couple of weeks that have got to be right. We're not talking about an A4 sheet here. We're talking 20, 30 sides of a proper PDF presentation to get us a meeting with very, very serious people that can take this project to the next level, in leaps and bounds, and bring us regular access to some of the world's biggest comedians. Not, look at all these projects that go out there. There was a project that, I'm not going to name names, but they were a holiday NFT, and they're promising people access to a beach club and a discount off of a holiday for buying the NFT, and they sold 10,000 NFTs, and I think I'm right in saying that the discount voucher that they were giving people was worth about $20, and they were charging people 200 and something dollars because it was a 0.08 of an ETH job, and they sold out. And they're not going to go ahead and do anything because at the end of the day they've probably raised $1 million or more, and they've given away a voucher. They're not creating a real community. They're not creating a serious business, and they definitely won't be around in 6 months, a year. And yeah, people will come to claim their vouchers, and yeah, maybe they do get a discount off of a holiday, etc. But it's not worth the paper it's written on. So please do look at our project as a serious business, and we always are here on Mondays and Thursdays for you guys to ask questions. Just while I'm here, Andy, I may need to make the AMA on Thursday later, substantially later, because it is my daughter's 16th birthday that day.
Well, I'll do it, Simon. I'll just do it. It's more of a fireside chat anyway.
Yeah, so
I'll do it the normal time. It's fine. I'll do it the normal time. I don't think there'll be a ton to update anyway, so I'll just keep a nice, short, sweet one. Have a chat with a few people.
Well, if you run it as a fireside chat then with the mods and admins, that'd be great, because more of a chat style one would be good rather than me waffling on for an hour.
I'll do that.
Right. Have we got any other questions as well? While
I think that's it, Simon, from the looks of it.
Let me just bob back onto the AMA and see if there's anybody that's got their
hand. I can't see any new questions.
No. So if anybody else has got a question, this is your last chance. Put your hand up, please, if you want to come and talk on stage to us, or if you...
Majestic Paladin has said that he's raised a ticket and messaged you, and he's just put, check the message, brother. We've already spoken to the minister to do deals. So
okay,
that ticket is in the folder for you, Simon.
Okay, I'll check it straight after this. We are going to have a slight rejig of the server, so I'm not going to do it today. But if people have got suggestions for how they would like to see the server laid out, because it's going to get cluttered otherwise, and I want to keep it, as simple. As easy for people to use as possible. There's, for example, the litter box is there. If people aren't aware what that's for, it's for, anyone's got any ideas on tokens that they think might be decent investments. We're going to try and run that as an opportunity channel for, if you think you find a project and you think, oh, this looks okay, should I buy some tokens in it? We're not going to give you financial advice, but we will go and do a little bit of research and we will tell you our honest opinion on any projects that you drop into there. So I know there's been some people dropping the odd bit in there already, and I've put a couple in there that I like. For example, I bought Luna a couple of days ago when it hit 0.1, and I doubled my money and got out. But those type of calls they're very, very difficult to get across to people because they're live calls. You need to be in and then out probably 24 hours later. On that note, there's going to be a lot of opportunities coming up over the next, nobody knows how long. It could be the next month, it could be the next 6 months, it might be next year when the bull run starts. But if you're in a position to find decent projects now, maybe the market is bottoming out. Nobody knows where Bitcoin's going to go over the next month. It could skyrocket. I don't know. It could go down to 20k. It could break 20k and go below that. Just depends what the whole market does and if there's any more bad news like what happened with Luna. But it's probably going to move sideways. That'd be my guess. It's going to move sideways for the next 6 weeks. unless we get a breakout, which I think is unlikely. But we're seeing the signs of that. But it just could be a trap, and it could be another washout. So there's a lot of people getting washed out of the market at the moment, and the confidence is low because of people getting burned. I think people are genuinely moving away from shit coins, meme coins, looking for good projects, and there is obviously a massive scarcity of good projects. So, someone came to me suggesting Baby Doge. A friend of mine, he said, "Look, Baby Doge is ripe. The pattern looks exactly like Floki did before it took off, and it does, to be honest. It's got 1.5 million holders. It's jogged along for a while. It's starting to get a bit of traction. Who knows? Worth a flutter of $50 maybe. Again, not financial advice, but you never know. But here, look, we're here to run this project and not spend tons of time promoting others. But if there's opportunities for people to make money and then bring it back and put it into a solid project like ours, then that all the better. But the other thing is, and if you've not been on one of the AMAs for a while, we did renew all of the farms. Well, we renewed our farm and our raid on NightSwap last week. That means there's another 3 months of free tokens and free money for you. So that farm on NightSwap is there for your benefit if you are a joke holder. You pair your joke with BNB, and I'm not saying it, but this could be a good opportunity right now because the market is damp. And if BNB starts moving upwards as well as joke, then you do get a really, really good APY on your money. But you're going to get paid out daily in Night token. That farm pays out $1,500 a day, I think, just over $1,500 worth of token a day to the people that are in it. So if you've got joke and it's just sat in your wallet doing nothing, and all of you who have got joke will be seeing the amount of joke in your wallet increasing as the volume increases. Obviously, a percentage of the tax from every buy and sell, 1% of that goes back to our holders. So you will see your just by holding joke token in your wallet, the amount of joke will be increasing. But also, if you've got your joke, you can put it in the farm and you can farm it to earn Night token. So there's opportunity. That opportunity is provided by the project for you guys to get passive income. So please do take advantage of that if you're in a position to do so. Equally, if you don't want to go into the farm, you can go into the raid. And if you buy Night token, you can put it into the raid and you will get given joke token. So please do support the project. Please do support NightSwap. I know some people keep saying to me, I can't buy on NightSwap. I'm struggling to buy on NightSwap. How do I buy joke token? The main issue we are seeing is that people are not putting the slippage at 6%. So there is a 5% tax on buy and on sell of joke. If you don't put the slippage in, there is a way to get around that by putting 0.01 on the number of tokens that you are purchasing, and then you can get away with 1% slippage or less, but it doesn't actually make any difference to the amount of tax that you pay. So some people like to think that, if I get away with less than 1% slippage, I actually get away with the tax. You don't. It's the contract that charges you the tax. It's the DEX that is charging you the slippage. So again, there are tutorials in the official links of how to buy the token. But the main issue is, if it ever pops up a message saying unable to, I think the exact words, I don't know, but it's something like dismiss this and the transaction cannot succeed, it's normally that you haven't got your slippage set high enough. So if you set it at 6%, the transaction should go through. And as I've said earlier in this, if you buy 50,000 joke tokens, every single 50,000 in one transaction constitutes an entry into the competition to win one of the prizes, i.e. one of the 10 apartment or penthouse codes. We are going to run more competitions. There are going to be more opportunities to win these codes. If you are somebody that has missed out on getting an apartment and you feel that you would have qualified, the only way you're going to qualify now is being an active member of the community. So that means getting involved in the conversations, being on our Discord, helping tweet, retweet, showing that you are a genuinely good and honest and involved holder for the project. So that is the way that people will get rewarded with these codes in the future. So if you haven't got a penthouse, or you think you might want another code for an apartment in the Infiniverse, please get involved, keep that conversation going, spread the word about the project, and that will earn you the opportunity to get into the circles where you will get given codes. Okay, so it's going to be, look, we're going to reward people for helping, as it should be. Anything else you want to add, Andy, before we wind this one up?
No, people are just posting about other events and things. So I've just messaged Jack to say, probably help me do a bit of research on some other ones, because I think there's stuff in Europe, the UAE as well. Because we all do as a team, but I know we have talked about this. Is over the next sort of 6 months to 12 months is really get out there and spread the word, because a lot of people have said, Domingo said it, he went to one event and he said the Joke Project would have blown everything else away at that event, and that was a big event in the States, in Florida. So we do need to start getting out some of these things, and yeah, I think it's just all really positive. Thanks for everybody's help.
Did you see that somebody Green Toes posted a picture of one of our buildings in Megastar City, and it's got the Amazon logo on it?
No.
Not to say that it is Amazon themselves, obviously, but it's got a great big Amazon logo on the storefront. Yeah, maybe it was Jeff. Jeff's been in, and he started his own shop in the metaverse. I think he might have his own ideas about what he's going to do in the metaverse, I would imagine. If you're listening, Jeff, give us a call. I'll tell you what you need to do.
Yeah. But we have got lots of other interesting things going on around that as well, Simon, haven't we? That we don't need to get in at this point, but we'll update when we've done it for certain people, because that will raise the profile of the Joke Project as well by default. So there's loads of other levers being pulled behind the scenes with other people and projects. So it's all really good.
One of our project friends, Salty Dave, pretty much runs the UK district. He's asked, what's your opinions on what to do with my night tokens? Where is the best place to raid? And I know Jack has given the probably the best answer. So he's put, I use the night in the auto compounder, because you do get a better APY in the auto compounder. So we'll add a link to the auto compounder into our official links following this AMA. As I said earlier, it would be really good if people have got any ideas over the next 24 hours how you would like to see the Discord server organised. Please, can we have those over the next 24 hours, because I want to tidy up a lot of this and make it easier for people to use, so that you guys are the community, you use it the most. I might be missing something, and you might just you might have a great idea. So any suggestions for any new bits to the server, all ideas are welcome. But if you definitely, if you think, because I know DV8's got some ideas, if you've got some ideas how you want it shuffled around, let me know. Yeah, okay. I'm just going to check to see if there's any hands up.
Oh, one hand.
Is there?
Yeah.
Oh, Alpha Mel.
Yeah, it's not letting me add them for some reason to the stage. I don't know why.
Invite to speak. I've invited you, Alpha Mel, if you want to accept it. Hello.
Hey, how's it going? Can you guys hear me okay?
We definitely can.
Good
Yeah.
time.
Great. It's great. It's a pleasure to talk with you. As I said, I've been trying to reach out to you guys for a minute, and like I said before, I like the project, and I'm learning every day. Usually, I'll come into spaces or AMAs, and I listen before I start speaking to make sure I understand the flow of the room and the people and the information that comes out. So I am totally with you on that. With a lot of the projects who there's projects out here that aren't doing anything for the people, and that's what I like to focus on the most. Working with projects that are doing something for the people and they're going to be here for the long term. It's not a fly by night. And the project that you guys have created, it does just that, and it will be something for the long term. So as an investor, like everyone here, we think about the long term. We think about our kids and our kids' kids. And so, I am an ambassador and a admin for Mandox. I'm also a lead with BTFA, Banana Task Force 8. And we're all about collaborations and ideas with communities that are doing something, because the space is so saturated with nonsense that when you come across a good community, a good token, this is the opportunity to join forces or to come up with ideas that benefit each community. I mean, whatever it may be. And, as I said, I'm learning every day. I'm not really a Discord person, but I'm trying to push myself to learn the mechanics of Discord. I've always just done Telegram, Twitter, of course, there's Facebook, but I love the project, to be honest, and I want to learn more, and I would be more than happy to assist and retweet and put the information out there. I do have a YouTube channel, and I'm growing organically, but I hate the word influence. I really do. Like influencers, I hate that. I think it's such a horrible term. I like to inspire. I don't like to influence anyone. I feel that a lot of projects need to be noticed because a lot of people aren't looking that way. They're too busy looking at, forgive me for saying, the shit coins, opposed to the ones where you need to hold for the long term that will benefit in the long run. And so I am more than willing to learn, and I'll be more than happy to put information out there, just as long as I understand the information I'm putting out so I don't sound like an idiot when someone asks me the question. But I just want to take this opportunity to really just introduce myself. I'm easily accessible. On any of the platforms. I believe I provided you with some of the links, Simon. So, definitely check me out and, check out Mandox. I mean, that's a great project. A lot of big things coming. And also like I said, I offered the whitelist link for anyone in the community who's interested in the BioWeight whitelist for this week. You guys come on to the mid party and come hang out, whatever it may be. When we hold Twitter spaces, because I want good communities to communicate. You know what I mean? So that's important because this space has just been destroyed by the paper hands or I got to have the money right now, opposed to thinking about the long term. And that's what I'm all about with it. And like I said, I admire what you guys are doing, and I just want to see people communicate. And that's what I do. I connect people. So if you guys are at all interested, be sure definitely reach out to me. I will always make time for you, and if there's anything that you need me to put out there, I'll be happy to do so.
Okay, cool. That's nice to hear. Thank you.
Cool, and I think we've said we are going to investigate doing a collaboration and cross AMAs and stuff like that. So it's like you say.
Absolutely.
Always good to communicate and get involved with other communities that are going to help each other. I think that's the true spirit of Web3, and if we are there genuinely to help each other, there can't be a better way to do that.
Exactly.
Yeah. So appreciate that, and we will be speaking to you more in the future.
Of course.
Yeah. Great. Cheers.
Yes, sir.
Cheers. That's really good. Thanks.
Thank you.
Right, so there's no more questions. We're going to keep this one to an hour today. As always, if you have questions, post them. There's plenty of people here to help. I've seen Salty Dave. He's doing some crypto education, so he's also helping people buy farm, stake, raid. He's got involved more and more with the project, and he's doing really well, and he's there keen to help others. If you do bump into him if you're spending any time in the Infiniverse, you will probably bump into Dave in there. And we do desperately need to get involved with. Is he on here at the moment? Let's see if he's here.
He is, yeah. Yeah, he is on.
Dave, does he want to come on stage?
I will be sending him something tomorrow morning as well. I've just had a few swerve balls, so not managed to get it finished for him.
Yeah, I'm just going to see if he wants to come on stage. He might not be able to talk, but we'll see. So here he comes. Hey, Dave. Can't hear you, Dave. If you can, maybe it's your mic. No, mic on, mic off, gone. As you know, one of those things. But in the UK, we've got the Queen's Platinum Jubilee coming up, so they're going to have some very, very big parties in the UK district. There is a petition going around to have bunting added to the UK district in the Infiniverse. We'll see how that goes in the next couple of weeks. You may well see the Union Jack popping up over a lot of places, so yeah, don't be offended, but we're going to have a bit of a party in the UK in a couple of weeks' time. I think we'll probably wind that one up, but stay attentive. Please do enter the competition if you want to win one of those apartments. There's going to be a good chance that we will extend the competition as well into June as a separate competition. So there's going to be more opportunities to win those apartments and penthouses. Appreciate you all coming, as always. Really, really do appreciate so many people coming on and listening to us waffle on week in, week out. Andy's going to run the fireside chat on Thursday, as it is my daughter's 16th. Appreciate you for doing that, Andy. But if some of the mods and admins want to run it as more of a chat session, it'd probably be quite good, because I can see Crypto Hits on here, see Mark, Jack, DV8's on here, obviously Salty Dave if you want to get involved, Robin, she can get involved, and there's plenty of others on here that are, active members in the community. Especially if you've not spoken with some of the guys before, please do, just come on for a chat on Thursday, and we'll keep you up to date with. Well, you should see Dom Jolly getting involved from this week, and we should see him in the Metaverse early next week, the week after, because we've got to send him an Oculus. And
yes, Simon, I've just realised we've put an event in for Thursday night as well.
What event's that?
We're going to the crypto one in the Infiniverse.
Oh, is it? Is that an official? Yeah, is that an official Oculus one?
It's one that you wanted booking in.
What time?
You can obviously begin.
What time is it?
Don't worry, we'll have to move it because it needs both of us on. Does that? I'll reach out to Mrs. Cummins and make it for the Thursday after us. We can't with the. I'll talk to you tomorrow morning over it.
Yeah, see if you can move it, because I will be more than in the bad books if I book a 2
No, you can't. You can't be doing it, but it does need both of us. Does that one?
Yeah.
So, yeah. Let me check everything and I'll sort it out.
Okay. All right. Good stuff.
All right.
Well, that's the top of the hour. We'll bring this one to a close. As I say, appreciate everybody, and we will speak to you all soon.